Hello guys, it's Ethan here. No, it's pretty late, but it's better late than never. I'm going to do a Banlist predictions, as well as some analysis to the current environment. I think most of you guys know the current state of OCG environment. Some cards needs to be addressed as soon as possible, I believe. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, before we go into the Banlist predictions, let's take a look at our current banlist, which took place in April. So the ban of Imperial Order decreased the win rate of going first. The board breaking spells are more viable again. Verte Anaconda, rest in peace fusion decks, but we got a new fusion team in Power of the Elements, which I will cover later. Fusion Destiny getting unbanned, not so abusable as compared to last time without Verte. The Brave Token Engine, both starter card being hit to 1, nearly unplayable anymore, to be honest. And then for the semi-limited section, Sanguine to 2, pretty late but okay. Branded Opening, slight hit on their spell as they are the top performing deck last season. Pot of Prosperity, such a broken card. Fractal, tiny consistency hit to Tripegate. And the rest I'm not going through all of it. Let's move on to the current metagame report. So I think everyone gets the current situation in OCG right now. Before Power of the Elements, we can still see Branded Despair, Laundries, Tenyi with Punk, and so on, like Mysterium. But now they are all gone. Two fascinating archetypes have been introduced in Power of the Elements, which makes a huge impact to the environment. That is Splike and Terror Elements. Splike tier 0, ridiculously strong. Terror Elements follow closely behind, consistently holding the second spot. The newly released Ishuju cards in DP27 brought them to another level. Let's move on to the deck list of these two top performing decks. Splike, need no explanation, such a broken deck. Without Maxi, we will need at least like 2 hand traps to only stand a chance on stopping them from comboing off, because the fact that Splike, Red and Carrot can act as a hand trap negations. Not to mention there's Call By, Cross Out and also Triple Tactics. Speaking of consistency, they have a bunch of starter cards, Diva, Swap Frog and Splike Starter being a 1-card combo, while a level 2 monster including Maxi and the Splike monster can be a full combo as well. To make things even absurd, they can even feed a total of 16 hand traps and still not break. You may ask why fit in that much of a hand traps if they have the space. Well, you definitely need a tons of hand traps going second against Splike, that's why. Not to mention hand traps are okay to draw going first. So for Splike, their end board will usually end up with a Totally Awesome and also Splike Elf, which provides the monster it points to immunity to effect targeting. And if their opponent ever leave a monster on the field, Splike Elf could revive back a Totally Awesome, which is another Omni Negate. Not to mention, you still need to face a bunch of other negations like Splike Red, Carrot, and also hand traps they drew going first. They are also known for being able to search tuner hand traps as well as Maxi due to the fact that Swap Frog can bounce a monster on the field back to the hand. So if they ever drew Swap Frog, they can go like normal summon Swap Frog, go into Crystron to special summon Ash or even Veiler, or Gigantic Splike to bring out Maxi and bounce it back to the hand. For hits, I think either Swap Frog or Rolling Toadin should get banned. Swap Frog does too much for Splike, being able to bounce back hand traps, constant milling materials for Rolling Toadin, and also could inherit special summon from the hand. What else do you want to ask from one card? That's why I think Swap Frog should go. Rolling Toadin wise, it floats to generate more link ratings, and also it was a key card to make Totally Awesome. An end board without Totally Awesome is not that great. Splike Starter should get hit as well, just like any of the searcher or starter card of other archetypes. Gigantic Splike is a ban-worthy card, not gonna lie. It's just a matter of time for people to invent any broken combo with it. So that's it I want to cover for Splike. let's move on to tier elements. Tier elements, their build has been evolving non-stop since its release, from branded engine to danger, and now we have Ishuju, which I think is a must for every tier elements deck right now. Tier elements, being a fusion deck, can summon out Draco, Stapleia, and Vinda with ease, which is super devastating for Splike because obviously Splike special summons a lot and Draco Stapleia can turn their monster to level 1. With the new Ishuju engine, they can now constantly mill and trigger those tournament effects. The milling can go up to 15 in one turn by Shijuku cards alone, which could be another form of destruction to your opponent's deck, just like Mysterion. With that, players drops the branded engine to fit in more tournaments and Ishuju cards, hence doesn't lose to cards like D-Burial. Clado and Mudora has a quick effect in which they can shuffle back up to 5 cards in either player's graveyard. This shutdowns a lot of decks that relies on graveyard like Mysterion, Sky Trickle, and even Elements themselves. One notable mention is the Gravekeeper's Trap, which prevents your opponents from activating any effects from the grave and also special summons any monster from the grave. Funny, isn't it? An engine that turbos up tournaments but also acts as a huge counter to themselves. For the hits, I don't think Ishuju cards will get hit yet, but looking at how Konami deal with the meta, there's a tendency that Branded Fusion could go to 2 because they have been topping before the release of Power the Elements, and even then people still adopting Branded Fusions in any kinds of decks. It's just very powerful standalone. So as you know, Konami will hit on staple as well, not just archetype cards. For me, these are the 3 cards that I think should get further restricted. Horde of Prosperity went to 2 last banlist. I think everyone who owns this card can tell how strong it is. Being able to dig 3 or 6 further down into your decks to grab the key cards you need with basically no drawbacks is too degenerate, I felt. Lightning Storm, a card that can be a Raigeki or Harpy Feather Duster on its own, is worth getting hit. Ash is too strong, I felt, because she plays multiple roles in the deck, negates Maxi, it interrupts your opponent, and also it is a tuner. You could argue that hand traps are necessary for going second, but a card like this which works well going first or second, like Cyframe Gear Gamma, is worth getting hit. That's just my 2 cents. So here's maybe the wish list. Seeing that TCG unbanned Change of Heart, I think this could probably translate to OTG as well. I think 2 of these monsters can go back from 1 to 2 because they are honestly not doing much to the current environment. So we have covered like pretty much everything. Let's do a summary on it. So for the upcoming ban list predictions, for the ban sections, it's either Swap Frog or Rolling Toadin, Horde of Prosperity to 1, Ash Blossom, Branded Fusion, Lightning Storm, and Splike Starter to 2, and nothing else in the unrestricted section. So yeah, that's my take for the upcoming ban list. Hope it makes sense to you. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching until this part, and if you don't mind, please drop a like before you leave. Don't forget to comment down below on your prediction as well. This is Eden signing out. See you guys in the next video. Bye.